travel through time in Chrono game. The chronology of epochs is followed here. Unlike the Scenes game, in Chrono you do not operate with card plots. However, the evolution of humanity is observed here. Heroes, weapons, scenes, and objects will change over time in the card matrix. The game begins in the Epoch 5, and from there moves into the past and the future. Therefore, to play Chrono, you will need at least 2 decks, deck number 1 and 2. Combinations with decks number 3 and 4 make the game even more interesting. A comfortable number of players in Chrono is from 2 to 10.
The game will require a place to lay out cards in a 4 to 10 matrix. A dealer places 1 card of each suit from the Epoch 5 in the central column. Later in the game, each epoch will be laid out in its own column and each suit in its own row. When playing with 3 decks number 1 plus 2 plus 3, 4 rows of 4 suits are formed. When playing with only 2 decks, 1 plus 2, only 3 rows are formed without hand suit. The cards are shuffled. 5 cards are dealt to each hand, 1 at a time. The rest of the cards remain in the deck. The player closest to the dealer in the circle goes first, if the player has any card from epochs 4, 5, or 6. The first turn is possible only with cards of these 3 epochs. If the players have no cards from epochs 4, 5, or 6, then the next player after the dealer takes 1 card from the deck. If the taken card from the deck does not match, the player skips the turn, and then everyone takes 1 card from the deck over and over until a first player enters the game with a card from epochs 4, 5, or 6.
At the beginning of the turn, the player lays out cards of the same epoch and suit on top of the already open cards in the matrix. At the end of the turn, the player adds new epochs in rows. A new epoch can be added to the row only from the edge, consecutively to the extreme numbers of the epochs. In one move, you can add only 1 new epoch to each row, from one or the other edge. The epochs in the rows should change sequentially. There can be no empty spaces in the matrix. If a player has several cards of the same epoch and suit in his turn, he puts them on top of each other. If a player does not have any cards suitable for a move, he takes 1 card from the deck. If a taken card from the deck did not fit, the player skips the turn.
Highest cards of epoch are laid out to any suit. Highest cards of suit are laid out to any epoch. Jokers are laid out for any epoch and suit. When a player has laid out all cards from his hand, he is out of the game. The last player with cards in their hands loses.